Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, I'm going to make the case that tight end should be considered a premium position in today's NFL, because it is most definitely not by most teams. But first, if you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and hit the bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. So before we get into it, let's just go over what a premium position is. Basically, the definition is a position that teams will put a notch or even two above others. Like, for example, on offense, quarterback and offensive tackle are premium positions. Some teams will say wide receivers are, other teams not, so that's kind of a tweener. And on defense, you have defensive ends, defensive tackles, edge rushers are considered premium positions. Used to be shutdown corners, but so many teams play zone, so not anymore. So basically, quarterbacks, offensive tackles, maybe wide receivers, and anyone on the defensive line are considered premium positions. And some teams will only draft those positions in the first round. And positions like running back, safety, off-ball linebacker, and tight end, they will either not use the first round pick or just push them down the board, almost guaranteed they won't become part of their team because someone else will draft them. And I think tight end should be considered a premium position, and here is why. Well, first of all, what does a tight end do? Well, they catch the ball, they block, and sometimes run the ball. That's a lot of responsibilities. They are involved on just about every play, whether it's a passing play or a running play. Running play, obviously, they're blocking. If it's not a running play, even if they're not targeted, they're probably a decoy, trying to draw off coverage, like other receivers that aren't targeted do. And if you have an elite tight end with speed that can stretch the field, the other team, the defense, has to account for that. They have to scheme against that, because you can't just let a tight end run down the middle of the field or the seam and keep catching the ball and keep burning you over and over again. Especially if you play a cover 3 type zone, the seam is typically vulnerable. You play cover 2, the middle of the field is typically vulnerable. So if you have an elite tight end that can get there and get there quick, that is a huge advantage. I mean, look what Antonio Gates did for the Chargers, what Tony Gonzalez and Travis Kelce did for the Chiefs, what Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez did for the Patriots. I bring that one up because when the Patriots had both of them in their prime, they ran a lot of 12 personnel, which is 1 running back, 2 tight end, 2 receivers, and more teams, it's a trend, are running 12 personnel. We even see teams like the Los Angeles Rams. They'll run a lot of 13 personnel, which is 1 running back, 1 receiver, and 3 tight ends. So the tight end position is on the field more than it's been in a long time. Look what Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren, 2 rookies, did for their offenses. Colston Loveland really came on end of the year, helped out the Bears offense tremendously. Tyler Warren, before Daniel Jones got hurt, was a candidate for Rookie of the Year. Obviously, when Jones got hurt, his play dropped off, but both of them had outstanding rookie years, and neither one was drafted in the top 9. I don't have my rankings in front of me, but I believe I had them ranked 7th and 9th. They went 10th and 14th in the draft. Tyler Warren had absolutely no business going 14th in the draft. He was a top 7 player. Some people had him 4th or 5th on their boards. But because he was a tight end, teams dropped him down their boards. And to me, it was a huge mistake. In the last 4 years, we've seen a lot of tight end talent enter the NFL. 2022, Trey McBride, 2nd round pick. Should have gone much higher. Once again, they don't value the tight end position. 2023 is one of the deepest tight end classes ever. Tucker Kraft was a 7th tight end taken in the 3rd round. In fact, he was the 2nd tight end taken by the Packers in that draft. It was so deep, but still should not have fallen to the 3rd round. In the 2024 draft, you basically had Brock Bowers and everyone else, but Bowers went 13th overall. He should have gone in the top 10. And I mentioned last year's draft, Colston Loveland went 10th to the Bears. Tyler Warren went 14th to the Colts. And there were 3 tight ends drafted in the 2nd round. Mason Taylor went to the Jets, Terrence Ferguson to the Rams, Elijah Arroyo to the Seahawks. All 3 of those guys should develop into good starters down the line. Just didn't get a lot of opportunity in the rookie seasons. But there was 2 absolute steals in the draft. Harold Fannin Jr. goes in the 3rd round to the Browns, outstanding rookie year. Same thing with Oronde Gadsden. He goes in the 5th round. So these players should not have fallen that far. Colston Love and Tyler Warren were not the 10th and 14th best player. They were higher than that. Brock Bowers was better than 13. Tucker Kraft better than the third round. Trey McBride, 55th pick overall in 2022. So I'm looking at all the tight ends drafted in the last 4 years, and almost all of them were drafted lower than they should. I don't understand why teams are not valuing the tight end position more, because they're playing more 12 and 13 personnel, which means more tight ends are on the field. And there's an analytical stat that someone did. It's been a few years since I saw this. Wish I could find it again. I tried before the video. But basically what he did was he took the combine score, basically the RAS, relative athletic score, for every position, and then looked at, I think he looked at Pro Bowlers, it could have been All Pro, and looked at what position you need to have an athlete to get a Pro Bowler or All Pro player. And number one, most important to have an athlete, is tight end. Not edge rusher, not corner, not wide receiver. It was tight end. So it's very, very important to have a speedy, athletic tight end. And in this draft, there is a tight end that ran a 4.39, and that's Kenyon Sadiq. I was on him way before most people. Almost every mock before the combine had him going in the 20s. I even saw one that had him going early second round. I didn't think he'd get past Carolina. And now he's a lock for the top 15. After I did my post-combine mock, spoiler, I have him going 11th overall. I decided to look at some draft analysts out there and see where they put Sadiq. And some of them are still putting him like 27th to the 49ers, which is insane. Another one had him 20th to the Cowboys. He's going in the top 15. In fact, actually one, I saw him going to the Chiefs at 9. Wow, that would be crazy, because the Chiefs do need another playmaker on offense. I actually love that fit. But Kenyon Sadiq is a willing blocker. He's linebacker size, and he ran a 4.39. And I'm worried that teams aren't going to draft him in the top 10, and he probably should go. Then you have Eli Stowers, probably more of a big wide receiver than a tight end. Another guy, nobody has him going in the first round, or just about nobody. You have Michael Trigg from Baylor, another good receiving tight end. I wish he would block, but a lot of people have him in the third or fourth round. And that's crazy to me. So let me know in the comments, why do teams not value the tight end position more? Why are these really talented players, really athletic players, and some of them are really good blockers as well, keep falling in the draft? If I was a general manager, I would not put tight end up with like quarterback, but I would put it up there with offensive tackle and edge rusher. It has become such an important position in today's NFL. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football. I cover all 32 teams on Football with Cheese. Me and Mike, Lights Out Podcast. We do it every Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So tonight, we talk baseball, college football, and of course, NFL. So make sure you check it out. Link in the description. Check out my post-combine mock draft right here, and I'll see you in the next one.